All right, welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to talk about three things that all Dogecoin holders need to know. And really, this is for like all crypto holders, but because we talk about Dogecoin here, we're going to be specific. So we're going to cover wallets, the crypto consolidation, and also regulation in this video. We're going to talk about what that means for the coin and things that we can do to protect ourselves. And before we get into that, I want to let you guys know that this video is brought to you by Moomoo. You can get up to 15 free stocks. I have a link in the description section where you can get those rewards. And also, you can check out my Patreon and get my trades on a week-to-week basis and weekly Zoom calls with me. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to have to talk about is wallets. And that's the first thing that you need to know is in order to protect yourself and even for just the betterment of the community, you're going to have your own wallet. I've made a number of videos, articles, whether that be on Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff, going into shorts and why and leverage, all that kind of stuff, even before like the bankruptcies. But I think now it's more apparent than ever. And this is going to be the case going forward. This isn't like a temporary thing or something. I think that we need to utilize the ability that we have to lock access to our coins compared to something like the stock market. I think that that is a unique feature of crypto that everybody needs to take advantage of. And it's not just though moving your coins to just a wallet. It's more so just removing your coins to a wallet that has a key so that you can limit the access. So it can't just say I'm going to use a Robinhood wallet or Coinbase wallet or something like that. It needs to be something that where you have to have like a key phrase so that it's only unique to you and only you can access those coins. So I personally use Ledger. I have a link for them in the description section as well. But I'll say, if you are using different wallets and stuff like that, because there's a number of them out there, just make sure that you're getting them from the actual company. If you need a good scare, go to Amazon or eBay or something like that and read read those reviews. And you're going to see a bunch of people in their horror stories about getting scammed or spyware and stuff like that being uploaded to these devices. And never buy a used. I don't care. I know sometimes money can be tight, but it's worth the investment. If I had to choose between selling some of my crypto to buy a wallet to protect the rest of my crypto, I'd do it. Well, like with no hesitation. Do not buy a used wallet. I can tell you it's not worth it because sacrificing some of your crypto to protect your investment is better than losing all of your crypto. I can promise you, I don't care how you do the math, it's not going to add up. So certainly number one is going to be having your own wallet with your own key phrase to protect it. Number two, we have to realize overall in the macro what's happening here. I have a series of videos as well. They're called like the crypto consolidation series. But this is more so what we're seeing. We're witnessing the purge of crypto. And we're going to see two, right? We've seen one. We're in the middle of part one. Part one is the purge of the brokerages, right? So just as fast as these cryptocurrencies popped up after like the big like Dogecoin run and everybody and all these cryptos, there were like thousands of them popping up a week. We've seen these brokerages just, poof, they're just coming up out of nowhere, and everybody was becoming billionaires and stuff like that ran these brokerages. We're seeing that consolidation and that purge. We're going to see a consolidation probably down to maybe a couple with really like a one main player. Possibly, it can certainly be three, but they have to operate in different sectors but they'll work together, but they'll be separate entities, but they'll manage different parts of the market. Very similar. I think we'll see something kind of like BlackRock, like a Citadel, or like a JP Morgan or something like that in the stock market. How they, they're not necessarily they're competitors, but they basically work together. They manage different areas, whether that be order processing or management and stuff like that. They're in the same industry, but they're not necessarily competing for the same thing, if that makes sense. I do believe that that's going to happen. I think that most of these, we've seen a lot of the exchanges kind of shrink the options. And I think that we're probably going to go down to about one or two main players. So that is really what's going on. You got to read the TOS services, TOS terms of service agreement. Most of them are claiming your assets as their own. They're claiming that if you leave them on their exchanges, it's basically a no risk loan to them as long as they have access to them. We've talked about Gemini and stuff like that for months. I think I talked about Gemini over 6 months ago, and they were the most direct when it came down to their TOS. They didn't really hide it as well as these other companies, but at the same time, it's there. So you can't be shocked when this type of stuff happens. And I know everybody says that they want to leave it on the exchange so that they can have quick access just in case there's a big run or something like that. Don't take that risk. It's not worth it, I promise you. But we have to kind of keep that in mind going forward. So if we're looking at protecting our crypto and the exchanges, this is going to be the way to go. Last but not least, we have to talk about regulation. The Fed dollar is coming. The Fed crypto dollar, whatever they're going to call it, it's coming. It's been in the works ever since I believe it's been in the works ever since Bitcoin hit roughly around $1 trillion. Certainly now that we've peaked at 3.3 and now all these bankruptcies are happening, it's the perfect segue to come in and for the government to say, hey, look, we're going to have this cryptocurrency. It's going to be backed by, if you're tired of bankruptcies and you're worried about getting your coin stolen or rug pulled, come on over to, crypto dollar, whatever it's called. And, it's going to be backed by the US military and our government. And businesses are going to like that. What a lot of these YouTubers and crypto blogs and stuff, what they don't talk about is the effect that these bankruptcies and these scandals are having in the macro market. If you as a retailer, if you guys are afraid, what do you think businesses who are entertaining the idea of taking crypto for payment are feeling? They're terrified. It's a huge turnoff if you're a large institution or a large business chain saying that, hey, we want to take, we're entertaining the idea of accepting crypto for payment. And every other month, you got exchanges going bankrupt and coins going to zero, getting rug pulled and stuff like that. It's a terrifying experience, it's a really a huge risk for a business to take on. So what we're going to see here is I believe the government's going to take that approach to kind of say, hey, look, probably something like a FDIC insurance as well. And it's going to be really attractive to businesses to take that over some of the coins that we have. And we have to kind of keep that in mind and make sure that we as the people are using the coins that we want to use. That's the whole point of decentralization. And to make sure that, we can have something like a Doge or, it can be multiple coins and stuff like that. But you can have something that is chosen by the people versus being appointed by the government. And if you look at whether that be the dollar or even gold and silver, going back to when we were on a gold standard, the government always has a hand in every form of monetary transactions, right? So if it's going to be the paper dollar, they have complete control over that. If you're going to say, okay, I want to trade in gold and silver, they capped the amount that they would pay. Of course, like a silver eagle was $1, a gold eagle is $50, but they're minted by the US government. You can still trade in gold and silver if you want. You can still purchase gold and silver. But which one has the most prestige and which one is more accepted and which one do businesses legally have to accept? The ones by the government. Now, nobody's going to trade that because the dollar amount is not equal to the actual metal content, but you get the point. So we have to make sure that as a community and stuff like that, we're staying on point really to make sure that we're supporting the coins that we want to, because the government is coming and they're going to push their own currency. So it's really up to us to decide that, okay, well, we're going to kind of, stay the course here with this decentralization thing, because businesses are going to be heavily persuaded to take the whatever coin the government comes up with. So certainly keep that in mind. These are the three things that I believe all Dogecoin holders, really crypto holders, should know. Let me know what you think in the comments, especially about the last part with government and their crypto. I keep saying crypto dollar. I don't have no idea what they're going to call it, but probably something like that. But let me know what you guys think about that. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with a friend. I will see you guys in the next one.